You know anything about supercars? They're cool, they're fast, and they come in various shapes and sizes. And that's what we're reacting to. The craziest supercars ever made. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you do, hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button to be notified immediately when a new video comes out. If you have any videos you would like for me to react to, put it down in the comment section below. I'll react to them as soon as possible. But if you want to see this video before my reaction to it, pause the video right now, check it out. The link to it is down in the description below. And stay tuned for the end for something new. So yeah, with this all said, let's start this video.
They say it's not about the destination, it's all about the journey. And if that journey takes place in one of the absolutely insane supercars we're taking for a spin today, you can be sure you're in for quite the wild ride. With bizarre vehicles ranging from video game cars come to life to a car that can literally jump off the road, as well as a couple of spaceships on wheels, let's shift into gear as we take a drive through some of the craziest supercars ever made. Low-res car. At first glance, you'd probably assume that this is some kind of ultra-abstract sculpture found in a high art museum. But in reality, it's one of the craziest supercars the world has ever seen. While the 1974 Lamborghini Countach was a crazy-looking car for its time, some modern designers felt it needed a more minimalist upgrade. This abstract low-resolution version of the Italian wedge supercar is based on the low-res design method, pioneered by alternative footwear brand United Nude. The method itself is based on the principle of redesigning an object by gradually lowering its 3D resolution until it's in its most fragmented polygon state. Constructed to promote the brand's design skills, the low-res car's exterior is made up of 12 tinted polycarbonate panels that are black on the outside, but offer 360-degree visibility from the inside. While the low-res was sold at auction for over $111,111, it's limited to 31 miles per hour and technically isn't street legal. While the low-res is far from speeding its way to the highest of supercardom, I'd say it has a lot of potential as a super slow-moving villain mobile. I'm thinking Darth Vader on a joyride. I feel a disturbance in the Force. I have made a wrong turn. This is not my street.
I can see it.
Covini C6W.
Especially with that car.
When it comes to supercar design, nothing succeeds like excess. From dynamic duo doors to 360 wrapping windows, everything about supercar design is multiplied, except for one thing: the wheels. But that's not to say a supercar with more than 4 wheels has never been made in real life. What you're looking at right now is the only street-legal 6-wheeled supercar on Earth, the Covini C6W.
How does that work?
Of a small Italian supercar manufacturer with big dreams.
No, seriously, how does that work? 6 wheels on a singular car. How does that work? I mean, how does the turning work? Does it like make both sets in the front turn? Not turn? Half turn? I mean, it sounds pretty concerning because with that many wheels, it could just like crash, skid off the road, fly out the road, fall out the road. You name it. It sounds like if you're not careful, one of those things will happen. And that the only way this car can work is if it only goes in one direction.
Dreams, the Covini C6W's 6-wheel design makes sense in theory. Covini claimed that the 6-wheel configuration has a number of advantages, including a reduced risk of front tire deflation, improved grip, as well as stronger braking thanks to the 2 additional brake rotors that come with the extra wheels. While this all sounds great on paper, there's a big reason why there aren't many supercars like the C6W out there. While 6 wheels can be highly beneficial for managing weight distribution for heavy load or off-road vehicles tackling uneven terrain, for sports cars driving on man-made roads, more wheels can seriously damage performance. Adding 2 additional wheels could add a significant amount of weight to a supercar when, by contrast, a lighter car will be able to accelerate more quickly and with less power. With the C6W priced at over $600,000 apiece, you can see why millionaire gearheads might favor a more performance-driven ride for the money with fewer wheels. The Covini C6W may be one of those times car designers got so caught up in what they could do that no one stopped to ask what they should do. Still though, you can't deny that a 6-wheeled supercar looks pretty darn metal. Now will someone please make me a 6-wheeled McLaren? Hyperion XP1.
I'm a very big fan of the 6-wheel one.
What's crazier than a supercar company pulling out all the stops to create the most awesome car ever? NASA pulling out all the stops to create the most awesome car ever.
NASA.
Designed by a group of ex-NASA engineers, the fully electric Hyperion XPI hydrogen prototype hypercar uses space shuttle technology. That is a mouthful. I am not even going to While most electric car batteries full charge can last up to 300 miles, the XP1 concept is set to be able to drive for up to 1,000 miles using 1 tank of compressed hydrogen gas. The XP1 is an example of a hydrogen fuel car, that is, a type of electric car that feeds compressed hydrogen into hydrogen fuel cells, which generate electricity, powering its motor systems. Thanks to the car's special hydrogen technology, the XP1 can recharge in less than 5 minutes. Now that's a quick pit stop versus the several-hour-long charging time of many electric vehicles. This is made more impressive by the fact that hydrogen fuel doesn't produce carbon dioxide and instead produces water as the only emission. While the technology for creating usable hydrogen fuel isn't quite ready to meet mass-scale demands of sustainability just yet, given that producing the fuel initially is very energy and carbon intensive,
I heard of this one. Supposedly, it's supposed to be the most environmental friendly car there is. And it's supposed to help the environment in different ways with all the benefits it has. With the only downsides being the massive amount of time and effort it will take just to even mass produce everything.
Only a matter of time. Either way, the XP1's hydrogen fuel cells help the engine deliver 1,000 horsepower, propelling it from 0 to 60 in just 2.2 seconds, with a top speed of 221 miles per hour. If that wasn't enough, this futuristic vehicle is reportedly built with the same kind of ultralight aluminum alloy materials utilized in rocket ships. All this amounts to a hypercar that, when made available to the public, is anticipated to cost between $2 and $3 million. It's not hugely surprising considering it took nearly a decade of development to create a working prototype, but given how potentially revolutionary the supercar is, it may just be worth the cost by the time its limited run production begins in the next few years. Looks like the XP1 is boldly going where no car manufacturer has gone before. One small rev for mankind. One giant leap for the supercar industry. Cadillac Cyclone XP74.
Damn, the hydrogen car is my favorite.
From the space race to the opening of Disney's Tomorrowland, the mid to late 1950s was a time where ideas of what the future could look like was an obsession gripping the world over, and that very much included supercars. While it might look like the type of design you'd find on the back of a kid's school notebook, this future-facing car was actually a reality. Unveiled in 1959 by
no offense, but this looks like a car you would see from Speed Racer. This is the Cadillac Cyclone
XP74, a supercar that was set to rocket the mid-20th century into the future. In line with the decade's obsession with futurism, the Cyclone's design was heavily influenced by 1950s aviation and rocket designs, while also showing off the telltale characteristics of the 50s Cadillac. While the Cyclone's top speed of 110 miles per hour doesn't come close to comparing to the supercars of today, for the time it was pretty major. The Cyclone was made to be a vision of things to come and use technology that has actually become commonplace today. These large black nose cones were installed in the Cyclone concept as proximity sensors, which were designed to alert the driver when another vehicle or object approached. While the sensors on the original concept didn't function perfectly,
so it's
this
like some of the
technology
more
is found
modern
in a
cars
high
now.
percentage of modern cars today, without needing the giant black cones. While the Cadillac Cyclone XP74 never made it into full-scale production, a functional specimen remains on display at General Motors Heritage Museum in Michigan. Though I'd say it'd look more at home on the moon, wouldn't you? XC10s.
Maybe.
While most car designs of the future are focused on automatic self-driving capabilities, the DS XC10s hasn't forgotten those gearheads who still want to scorch the tarmac themselves. This fully electric supercar is totally asymmetrical, which makes the XC10s feel more like two cars in one, and both are just as crazy as the other. The roofless side of the car is all about the driving experience, complete with a steering wheel as well as a dose of wind in your hair for a truly exhilarating ride. The pod side is built for those looking to take advantage of the XC10's autonomous driving features and comes fit with 2 seats, one of which folds down into a footrest. Best of all, the pod side has a glass floor that allows passengers to truly feel like they're riding on air. Not only does the car have 2 different seating sides, but it's dual purpose too. The XC10s has 2 different engines, one boasting 540 horsepower for road use, while the other fires up with 1,360 horsepower in circuit mode. That is, racetrack mode. While originally designed as a vision of what motoring could look like in the year 2035, the XC10s has been made into a very real one-off model. But at $3 million for just the concept model, it's safe to say that this crazy combo car will only be for the crazy, crazy rich.
Sadly, like most other supercars.
While the XC10s gives us a peek into the near future of supercars, our next super future focused car is looking even further than all of our lifetimes. Not only does the Lamborghini Terzo Millennio look like the Batmobile brought to life, but it's designed to have its very own insane
the design,
superpowers
it reminds
too.
me of the
If you
Batmobile.
believe
It really does,
the
and I really
Millennio
like
is set
it
to
for
include a
that.
self-healing process in which the car will detect surface damages and repair itself with nanotechnology. A type of tech that is currently in the very early stages of its development.
Do you know how much I would like for that to happen?
As an energy storage unit,
We'll keep
turning the whole
shining my
exterior
car
into its very own battery. Utilizing this tech, if small cracks develop in the body, say from a collision, an electrical charge could move through the car's body and kickstart a self-repairing process. The self-healing Lamborghini Terzo Millennio touts a predicted value of $2.5 million, and while it only exists as a non-functioning model for now, it is truly fit for the crazy future of the third millennium, or in Italian, Il Terzo Millennio.
If they can get this car running and having all these advantages,
one of the most well-known and respected names in the supercar industry, Lamborghini has dominated millionaire driveways for more than 60 years. While the coveted Aventador has been crowned the 21st century's most popular supercar, Lambo is also a world leader when it comes to making crazy virtual supercars a reality. The Lamborghini V12 Vision Gran Turismo was originally created to be an in-game only exclusive for Gran Turismo's 7th installment. But in 2019, Lamborghini made virtual reality a real reality by creating a full-scale version of the Lamborghini V12. Revealed at the Gran Turismo Championship World Finals in Monaco, the IRL version follows the in-game car's single-seat track car design, as well as showing off some of the more identifiable Lambo design notes, including the iconic Y-shaped headlights. The V12's most futuristic feature is its distinctive cockpit. The cockpit is the only way in or out of the Lambo V12 and is specially designed to make whoever drives it feel like the pilot of not only a supercar, but a super rocket. While the game version utilizes an impressive 808 horsepower, 6.5-liter V12 engine, the IRL model isn't race ready just yet, and it's uncertain what exactly is under the hood of the recreation. While the real-life vehicle doesn't appear available to drive, its video game version's V12 powertrain is the same one used in the equally wild real-life Lamborghini Sián FKP37, which boasts top speeds of 217 miles per hour. Just 63 Shans are set to be built, with each car costing a reported $3.9 million. But if you've got the money, it could be the closest drivable alternative to the V12 Vision Gran Turismo. While gamers might consider this IRL Gran Turismo experience to be priceless, you can bet that you'd need to win a fair few GT tournaments to buy yourself a taste. Lamborghini Egoista. When a supercar's name literally
sounds like
means selfish
ego
in Italian, you can bet that it's packing some crazily flashy features. In 2013, Lamborghini commemorated its 50th anniversary by creating the most egotistical automobile the world had ever seen, the Lamborghini Egoista. With 600 horsepower under the hood and a design that looks more suited to a spacecraft than a car, this rocket of the highway is one of a kind in more ways than one. The single-seat cockpit, yes, cockpit, features a dashboard complete with a jet plane-style control panel and heads-up display. Indeed, this supercar's design was actually inspired by fighter jets, although the Lamborghini Egoista is even more expensive than most of its sky-high inspiration. And it can't even fly. In fact,
it seems
the one
reasonable.
Egoista in existence
Everything's
is
small
valued
after
at
some kind of design.
$117 million, while many advanced fighter jets sit at less than $100 million apiece. Now that's truly insane. This monster's belly produces a roar so powerful that when it was unveiled to a room full of people, the sound of its 5.3-liter V10 Gallardo engine shook the entire 65-foot-tall structure, causing some attendees to panic. Once this demon hits the road, it smashes the 60-mile-per-hour mark in 3 seconds flat, with a blistering top speed of 217 miles per hour. The Egoista's body and wheels are even said to be built from the same anti-radar material fighter jets use. It even has the words "jet fuel only" written next to the fuel cap, which, given that the machine runs on gasoline, is merely a joke. But it could be a pretty expensive misunderstanding if Lambo drivers started showing up at the airport every time they're out of fuel. That'll be $500 for a full tank of jet fuel today, sir. Can I interest you in a complimentary jet fighter bobblehead? McLaren Elva. While the crazy supercars we've seen so far are decked out in extra features, this next out there automobile is missing one very basic feature. In a move to eliminate the barrier to the purest driving experience possible,
is the driver suicidal
model is
or the creator suicidal?
Why While a car without a windscreen doesn't only sound crazy, it doesn't sound very usable either. Especially when you consider the Elva's 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine that generates 804 horsepower.
There is no windshield. Why is there no windshield? I would have a heart attack just driving this thing.
Elva will be protected from the elements using an innovative piece of technology they're calling the Active Air Management System. The system creates an air channel that goes through the nose of the car and out of the hood. This directs the incoming air up above the cabin, developing a sort of virtual windscreen. How very modern. Seeing as only 149 Elvas were ever made, gearheads everywhere have been going crazy at the thought of ever getting the chance for a test drive. I don't know though. With no windows, no windscreen, and no roof, a price tag of $2 million seems a bit high. What's next, a supercar with missing wheels? Well, sort of. Yin-Yang U9. While the idea of a supercar with its wheels missing may sound like a gearhead's nightmare, our next supercar was specifically designed to enable three-wheel driving. This is the Yin-Yang U9, BYD's latest all-electric supercar that's sporting some seriously crazy features. The Yin-Yang U9 boasts a brand new technology known as DISUS X. This innovative tech uses computer-operated air and hydraulic systems that can control the height of each corner of the car individually. This advanced suspension system is exactly how the Yin-Yang can hold up even minus a wheel. And that's not all the DISUS X system can do. Check this out.
Not bad.
See, the Yin-Yang U9 wasn't just built for sans wheel survival.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
It's built to jump
Sorry,
up,
the music was catchy.
Perfect for your inner 90s gangsta rapper. Now, it's not every day that you come across a car
debatable.
that can jump, so when you do, it's definitely something to
I think
write
it'd be
home
more
about.
of a techno
The U9
thing.
is the world's first fully jumping supercar
Yeah, I
priced
think
at
it'd be more of a techno thing if I'm going to be
$148,000.
honest.
This metal athlete uses its 1,100 horsepower to easily cruise along at 155 miles per hour and hit 0 to 60 in 2 seconds flat. Then, best of all, if there's an animal in the road, it can literally jump over it. All that's left to do is attach some wings and a jet engine to this bad boy. Then we'd really be flying.
I think it'd be more gliding than
BMW
flying.
Gina. What do you get if
damn,
you put a
that's a
BMW
big
in
car.
spandex? While this might sound like the start of a bad joke, our next supercar answers that very question. This is the BMW Gina, a shape-shifting supercar unlike anything you've ever seen before. Instead of the usual carbon fiber exterior seen on ultra-modern supercars, the BMW Gina's body is covered with a polyurethane-coated spandex which sits on top of a movable skeleton. The body of the BMW Gina is able to change its shape to meet different aerodynamic needs according to exterior conditions and speeds, all on command. That's right, with a simple click of a button, the BMW Gina becomes multiple cars in one. You can even get the Gina to open its chest for you to show off its V8 engine. And does anyone else find that kind of disturbing? Either way, sadly for now, Gina remains a concept, but if shape-shifting cars really are the future, I wonder if BMW can help transform my old rust bucket into a sleek ultra machine. Yeah, probably not. Wheelie Super. While most supercars are loud and flashy, our next car just goes to show that hidden details can be equally as unbelievable. While there's no denying the Aries S1 has a lot of swagger, it also comes with a whole host of crazy features that you probably won't notice at first glance. The exterior design looks good, heavily influenced by computational fluid dynamics studies, resulting in a sleek silhouette with large 20-inch rimmed wheels at the front and 21-inch rimmed wheels at the rear. While just 1 inch may not seem like a big difference, having a larger diameter rear wheel can improve the wheel's grip and traction. This ends up helping increase stability, giving those more powerful cars like the S1 a little bit of extra help when pulling around tight corners at mind-bending speeds. With a horsepower of over 700, this baby can do 0 to 60 in less than 2.7 seconds. Just 24 S1s entered production in 2021, and at $495,000 apiece, these crazy beautiful motors are sure to zoom into millionaire driveways in no time. While subtle wheel technology is great and all, I've got something truly crazy for you to lay your peepers on before we move on. If you thought the Lamborghini Aventador was a classic supercar, how elegant do you think it looked fitted with those insane snow tracks instead? This modification, shared by YouTube supercar legend The Stradman, turned the Aventador from a street speeder to a pacey penguin, as he pushed its 960 horsepower V12 engine through the snow. I don't know about you, but if I had an Aventador, I wouldn't even take it out in the rain, let alone on a ride through snow. But that's why brave, somewhat reckless souls like the Stradman exist, to do what most of us are too afraid, or rather, too poor, to ever dream of. Stradman, we salute you. Yamaha OX 9911. While we've already taken a spin in the craziest supercars of the day and the future, car manufacturers have been dreaming up ideas for wild rides for decades. Back in the early 1990s, Japanese company Yamaha Motors, most known for producing monster motorcycles, turned their hand at composing a supercar that was intended to change the industry forever. It all started with an engine Yamaha built to compete in Formula One racing. The 3.5-liter, 600 horsepower V12. Don't know that would be okay for a supercar. In terms of F1 performance, however, the engine was a letdown and saw no victories. But while Yamaha had failed in F1, if the OX99 wasn't good enough to race, maybe it was good enough for a streetwise supercar. So that's exactly what Yamaha pumped money into developing. First presented in 1992, the Yamaha OX 9911 was tipped to be the first F1 car for the street. The prototype went all out in hammering home the racing connection, with the driver's seat positioned centrally with the addition of a small space behind for a passenger. Now that tiny seat looks like a compromising position. And the nods to F1 didn't stop there. The load-bearing chassis of the OX 9911 was a replica of the kind seen on F1 racers and held a detuned 400 horsepower version of the original OX 99 engine. With a top speed of 217 miles per hour, it looked like Yamaha were finally onto a winner, but sadly there was one final roadblock to come in this race for supercar victory. Despite completing 3 fully functioning prototypes, the OX9911's extortionate $800,000 apiece price tag, $1.53 million in today's money, as well as the economic crash unfolding in Japan ultimately led to Yamaha shelving the project. While most companies tend to hide away their failures, Yamaha still show off the OX9911 loud and proud. The OX9911 is regularly seen being driven at events in Japan, and one is even permanently displayed at the Yamaha Museum in Shizuoka in Japan. While Yamaha's dream of hundreds of OX9911s coasting the world's highways has been thoroughly dashed, the rare sight of this supercar is sure to send any gearhead crazy with excitement. Lincoln L100. For supercar manufacturers, birthdays are a big deal, and many of them go all out on their special days to showcase some of the craziest car designs they can cook up.
I would like to say otherwise, but
in 2022,
not
luxury car
wrong.
manufacturer Lincoln showcased their very own birthday present to themselves, the Lincoln L100. This all-electric concept vehicle is designed to be an autonomous vehicle with intelligent driving capabilities, complete with an expansive glass roof that lifts in perfect sync with the car's unique reversed-hinge doors. But the craziest part of the all-electric L100 is the technology hiding inside it. The interior is lined with animal-free materials as well as a giant light-up screen lining the floor. Not only that, but the front seats can be turned around to transform the car into your very own lounge on wheels to enjoy while the car's AI drives you around town. And the backseat driving doesn't stop there. Forget steering wheels and gearboxes. At the center of the L100 is an interactive controller to program the car's route. A model of the L100 was debuted at California's prestigious Pebble Beach Car Show, and while the L100 isn't intended for production right now, its crazy design signals at possible designs in Lincoln's future fleet. If you thought the L100 was crazy, what about an EV that has been designed to be as open as possible? For his master's thesis leading into employment with Chinese electric car manufacturer NIO, Jun Yong-koo designed the fully AI-controlled NIO Eden, a spacious concept car that, if ever built, will offer a truly wild ride. Given that the car has been designed to be fully autonomous, it's fitting that the cabin is void of a steering wheel or pedals. Instead, it features 2 reclining lounge seats with a sphere-shaped controller in between, which can open the huge windows, letting passengers park up and enjoy their surroundings unobstructed, which essentially makes this concept car the most elaborate park bench of all time. Apple iCar. When the first iPhone came out, it was revolutionary. So it's safe to say that
what
the
makes
idea
this
of an
one
Apple
different from the rest?
would be just about the craziest supercar ever made. But it's never gonna happen, right? Well, in 2014, Apple began working on a secret new project, Project Titan. Thousands of car experts and engineers gathered at a mystery location and were set to work on a secret self-driving electric Apple car. While there hasn't been any official information yet, as it's all very hush-hush, online whispers suggest it's going to be something truly out of this world. Maybe they'll take inspiration from products already on the market. A supercar covered in hundreds of iPhone screens, perhaps? Like this peculiar piece of unrelated concept art? Yes, please. The car itself is predicted to be self-driving, but sadly it looks like there are years to go before the iCar hits the streets. All I'm praying for is that if Apple do ever release the iCar, you don't have to buy a separate gas pump, because regular gas pumps aren't compatible. It would be pretty on brand for Apple, but maybe we can be optimistic. Maybe they'll exceed all expectations and Siri will be able to drive us over roads, water, and sky as some amphibious flying eye supercar. Considering some of the crazy cars we've seen today, it seems like anything is possible. Which of these supercars would you want to own the most? Do you know of any other crazy cars that I missed? Let me know in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.
Alright, that's an interesting way to go about this. So that was the concept of the supercars, huh? Gotta admit, my favorite was the hydrogen. It seems more reliable, it seems more plausible to give more to the environment. But then again, that's my personal opinion on the matter. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I'd like to hear what your favorite supercar is and why. But with all this said, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button, be notified immediately when a new video comes out. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!